All right, so good to have you join us here. And I want to start with you. What's been your reaction so far as chairman of political party and having witnessed the reign of several INEC chairman? INEC chairman, I mean, what's been your reaction to Amupitan's name being, brought in place, and then, of course, the Council of State adopting that?
Well, mixed feelings because, of course, first of all, let me congratulate being given this arduous task of nurturing and growing the democracy in the most populous nation, in the continent of Africa. So it's a big task. I mean, historic, and from the pedigree that I've read, I think he's up to the task. In terms of his qualification, his experience, his exposure, a legal person in academia, an administrator. So I think he has the prerequisite, to really stand up to the plate, as the case is. But mixed feelings in the sense that when you look at the environment, because we are practicing constitutional democracy, and the constitution of this country spells out clearly that the person that has the responsibility to appoint the INEC Chairman, commissioners, and 37 regs is Mr. President. So there's a big challenge there. We have talked about this, times that number. That it's about time that as a country we take a look at that aspect of the election management and processes, because it's a human being that is coming to be the chair of the institution, and this institution, unfortunately, is controlled by one individual. Again, when you look at the financial aspect of that agency, again, it's still controlled by the same individual. So, although when you look at the financial aspect, the Constitution was very clear as to how the financial activities of INEC, should be conducted, that it should be free of interferences by the executive or any other body. In fact, INEC itself, as Constitution says, should be free from the control of any other agency of the government or anybody. It should be independent. Yeah. But when you look at the how it comes to be, that is how the man is appointed, that is the downside of the whole thing. So this is why I say it's mixed feelings. It's not the qualification, it's not the individual. Anybody you put there, given this kind of scenario, and given the fact that, we politicians, we always try to see how we can maximize, the advantage available to us in order to take over government. So it's a huge responsibility with so much. So
there could be a lot of influence by the appointing authority.
Certainly, that's what I'm saying. He's in a vulnerable, position, in the sense that this is the person who give you the money. That one is against the Constitution. We see it and we still do it, brazenly, like even that last few months ago, Mr. President went to commission INEC headquarters, which was being built by APC-led government. So that says a lot,
Of course, it says a lot.
So this is why one is a bit concerned about what is going to be the fate of this gentleman, with all the accolades, with all the pedigrees, with all the qualifications that's coming with. Look at what happened to Mahmoud, Yakubu, the erstwhile chairman of INEC. The man is sound as far as qualification, everything is concerned. And he brought, innovations in terms of this digitalization of the process and things. But what happened when it comes to the issue of the human beings and the environment itself that is operating, under? That was the undoing of the whole situation.
All right.
So my reaction, like you said, is that yes. Now democracy, it's going on. Mr. President has discharged his responsibilities as given to him by the Constitution, but the implications of what it means means in terms of this man doing his job, it's something that really.
All right, that's where our focus will be, actually. And then, of course, I come to you, Emmanuel Njoku, another professor. That's what Nigerians are saying. Could this be the last opportunity for university academics to prove their worth? Because people are saying that we've had Professor Morisiu, and then, of course, we have Professor Atai Rujega, and then we had Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, and another professor from the academic environment. Could this be the last shot for them? And if this doesn't go well, maybe Nigerians will have to start thinking of getting an electoral commission chairman from elsewhere, or other professions,
Well, for me, it's not about him being a professor. For presidents and former presidents who have picked professors, I think it's just their choice to pick professors. After all, none of these professors are professors in election management or electoral processes. So I think it's just a thing about the Nigerian society and picking professors, because the professor himself cannot do the job by himself. It's about the institution of government, the INEC. So the chairman is the supervising, is the lead. But then this is an institution that has commissioners who have been there. Some of them grew through the ranks to become commissioners and become members of the board of INEC. Then this is an institution that has over 16,000 staff who have been doing this election work. So it's not about him being a professor. But then for me particularly, what is key is that this person is apolitical, because this has been the concern of civil society. In fact, in one of the conversations we have, the threshold we gave to the president was to ensure that any person is going to appoint will not be someone who has not been a member of any political party, at least in the past 10 years. That was what we are looking at. So far, this guy has been appointed, and everybody is researching, everybody is trying to pull out something about the guy, and there's no controversy so far. So I will only hope and trust and believe that when this man resumes work, that he will work with the team on the ground and probably build on some of the gains that we have made in our elections in the past 10 years within the Yakubu Mahmoud's tenure. Because if you look at it closely, our elections are not the same. Sometimes we forget what elections used to be like in Nigeria. Even before Mahmoud came into office, as of 2015, sorry. I remember that just before Mahmoud came into office, so we are still doing elections in a way that people will need to come to the election, polling unit, and do accreditation, go back home, and come back later to come and vote. All of that under his watch has been changed. People now do some methods, accreditation, and voting. Beyond that, in the past election, it was very difficult for people to also get registered to vote. If you remember, back before Mahmoud came into power, elections, CVR, voter registrations, INEC will always give 10 days or 1 week window for people to do voter registration, and you give only 2 days to distribute permanent voter cards. These were issues before. In the past elections, accreditation fraud was the biggest challenge we had in our elections. But with like you mentioned, the innovations that he brought on board, some of them like the beavers, which was a game changer, a big